People used to think that forest resources, especially trees, are inexhaustible. They believed that, despite massive use and wanton destruction, the forest will be able to regenerate and will continue to sustain the needs of the present as well as the future generations. Today, forest destruction is one of the problems confronting many watersheds all over the country. Saug Watershed, which is considered as one of the major watershed systems supporting irrigation dams in Davao del Norte, is not spared from this. Thus, the Department of Environment and Natural Resources, or DENR, saw the immediate need for sustainable management of the watershed's resources.
The status of Saug Watershed prior to the FSP sub-project implementation in the area is that it is ecologically unstable and economically unproductive. This is due to the fact that the present land use at that time, or the existing land use of that time, is that it is generally open lands, brushlands, and grasslands, brought about by the uncontrolled deforestation or forest destruction activity within the Saug area. With that situation, there is a need, or an urgent need, to rehabilitate the Saug watershed in order to reverse the process of further environmental degradation and forest destruction.
The implementation of Saug Watershed sub-project was prompted by the fact that more than 10,785 hectares of irrigable rice lands in the downstream barangays of New Corelia and Asuncion are primarily dependent on water supply coming from the Saug River. The Saug Watershed sub-project is the only second forestry sector project, otherwise known as FSP Loan 2, implemented in Region 11's Community-Based Forest Management Project, or CBFM, and funded by the Japan Bank of International Cooperation, or JBIC. The sub-project was approved and implemented in 1997, after several site appraisal activities, such as survey, mapping, and planning were conducted.
The whole Saug watershed area falls within the provinces of Davao del Norte and Compostela Valley. It has a total area of 70,946 hectares, more or less, of which the sub-project coverage is more or less 10,000 hectares. Then, out of which we targeted 2,903 hectares for comprehensive site development, wherein an agroforestry plantation and a forestry plantation is being targeted for development through the participation of the people's organization.
This sub-project is divided into 3 sub-sites: the New Corelia sub-site, the Nabunturan sub-site, and the Monte Vista sub-site. The sub-sites are under the immediate management and supervision of the Sub-Project Site Management Office, or SOSIMO, under the administrative jurisdiction of Penro Compostela Valley Province.
The Sub-Project Site Management Office, or the SOSIMO, was created to oversee the implementation of Saug Watershed Sub-Project. It has 3 technical units. We have the Site Development Management Unit, the SDMU. We have the Validation and Billing Unit, and we have the community organizing unit.
The Site Development and Management Unit, or SDMU, is responsible for the development of the plantation, wherein they teach people's organizations, or POs, on silvicultural practices such as pruning.
Isa sa mga function namin doon sa SUSIMO as SDMU, nagbigay kami ng mga technical assistance doon sa PO at yung mga silvicultural practices gaya ng mga sa pruning. Kami nagturo ng PO para paano maging healthy ang tanim at saka madaling magkaano ng bunga at saka yung mga pest and diseases din namin i-aware din namin sila kung ano ang dapat gawin.
Maintenance of the plantation is also taught. The Community Organizing and Strengthening Unit, or COSU, is in charge of conducting seminars, meetings, and workshops of the POs. They are also tasked in the inspection and assessment of the PO's livelihood. The Billing and Validation Unit, or BVU, on the other hand, is responsible for the validation of the plantation. After the area is validated, it is then recommended for billing. The sub-project aims to institutionalize community participation in watershed development and management through comprehensive and watershed-focused community organizing activities, to provide direct employment and income-generating activities to the community participants, to reforest and rehabilitate 2,903 hectares of open and degraded grasslands, to develop the target area into forest and agroforest plantations, while at the same time stabilize the stream bank of the watershed area, to instill forest conservation in the minds of upland dwellers, and to develop the overall capability of the community to sustainably manage the watershed resources.
In the upland, there exists what we call the vicious cycle that causes poverty. The people are poor because they don't have any capital. They don't have any capital because there is no development in the area. We insert capital in the community in order to uplift the economic condition of the people. And secondly, the objective of the project is to rehabilitate the denuded area of the watershed, which is Saug watershed, which supports multi-million dams in the lowland.
The sub-project acknowledges the important roles the community can do to ensure success of its implementation. It is also bent on continuously improving the welfare of the people, believing that they are the instruments and beneficiaries of all the development activities in the area. As a proof, 3 POs were organized and were awarded comprehensive site development contracts by the project. The El Salvador Cabijanan del Monte Santa Fe, or El CADEFE, CBF and Planters Association manages the new Corelia subsites with 1,149 hectares.
Ang amuang na-accomplish sa plantation sa El CADEFE sa agro is 620 hectares. Sa repo is 529 sa tibuok na sa El CADEFE sa 4 ka barangay. Sa agro, ay mangga, durian, rambutan o lansones. Sa repo, zemelina, bagras, palkata, mahogani. So mao na ang amo ang gipantanom diri sa maong mga plantasyon.
The San Isidro Mambing Bayabas Multipurpose Cooperative, or Sama Baco, runs the Nabunturan subsite with 754 hectares.
So sapod sa tumong sa kooperatiba nga musustain siya bisan og wala na ang assistance gikan sa DENR ug sa uban nga mga ahensya. So mao ang pagpalig-on sa maong co-op para nga makatabang sa tanan nga membro. O bisag wala na mag-alalay nga mga ahensya, makabarog gihapon ang maong co-op.
Total area sa agro is 332 hectares. The RPAO 422 hectares. Ang component niya ni ang sa agro, lansones, durian, rambutan, marang. O sa RPAO, bagras, mahogany, gemelina, grabber. Ang survival rate sa total 85% survival.
The Dalaget Lebanon San Vicente Watershed Managers Association, or the LESAN, manages the Monte Vista subsite with an area of 1,000 hectares.
Ang among total target sa kuwan sa among plantation nga nahuman 1,000 hectares, 529 ang agro, 471 hectares ang repo. Ang among repo, ma'am, 471 hectares. Ang ngalan sa among gitanom sa repo, nami purely prakata, nami prakata with kupi, nami gibelina, nasad mi mahogany. Munay na pumi bagras, munay among tanom sa repo plantation Tubali. Nga sa among agro, ma'am, nga 529 hectares, nami durian, nami lansones, nami rambutan. Nga pagkakaron ang among rambutan bunga na, pero dili pa tanan ang bunga, pero kadaghanan na bunga ang among rambutan. Nya among bulak amo sang durian, sorry, ang amo kong durian namulak na o pag yung nakadalag bunga kay medyo na pagbulak niya atong aging tuig pagting bunga ni pagikuan sa manana para kahulog yung wa pa kadalag bunga gyud.
These POs, in partnership with the project, have reforested and rehabilitated 2,903 hectares of open and denuded forest and grasslands. Furthermore, the project has also spent an amount for community organizing, trainings, and seminars. The project is geared towards enabling the direct stakeholders, or the POs, to effectively do their tasks of watershed management and becoming self-reliant members of the community. Infrastructure development is also one component of the project. A contract for the rehabilitation of farm-to-market roads in the Saug Watershed sub-project was awarded to Tricar Builders Incorporated. As of today, more or less 6 kilometers of farm-to-market road was rehabilitated. Also, a concrete bridge was constructed at Sitio La Deca, Barangay Santa Fe. The Saug Watershed sub-project success can be attributed to the unquestionable efforts of the POs, the SOSIMO project staff, the local government units, and the employees of the DENR, who are directly involved in the project implementation. This sub-project has proven that community-based is the strategy that works. It considers people as the primary movers, initiators, and authors of any kind of development that can take place in the area. Empowered people such as the El Cadefe CBFM Planters Association, the Samabaco, and the Delesan possess the iron will to push their objectives of rehabilitating, protecting, and managing the Saug watershed. They are the reason for the success of the Saug project. thereby ensuring sustainable water supply for the nearby communities.